Hey guys, I'm back out here at my shop, and the bait that you saw in the last video, this is actually chronologically before that's finished. I can't help myself, I gotta be working on something. So while I'm waiting on the last clear coat to dry, I've got a teeny tiny block of wood here. And I wanna see if I can make a functioning lure out of this. Um, this is a fun little challenge that I kind of like to do. I like to see if I can come up with these like little micro baits and see if I can get them to work. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. I had a little tadpole crankbait that I made and caught a bunch of white crappie on. I haven't had a whole lot of success in replicating that bait, so I thought, let's try something different. So I'm going to draw something up on this. And the challenge for this video is I'm not allowed to use power tools, which for my own safety, I'm actually kind of glad about, because working on something this small on like a scroll saw or a drill press, English is hard. I'm an engineer. I may use the sander every now and again just to kind of hog some excess material off, but for the most part, this bait is just going to be made with hand tools. I think all the ballast in this bait, because I do want it to float, and I'm going to try and cut a lip out of some of like this plastic. I know it's pretty flimsy, but I think if I can cut a couple layers and glue them together, it should get more rigid and act more like a lip. So that's going to be the goal for today. So that is what I'm going for, just a tiny little crankbait. And I left enough meat down here that I might be able to get away with like getting like a scrap drop off my anvil out there, that I like a little spillage, and just bunch it up and stuff it in a tiny little hole in this, just to give it some kind of ballast, but not so much that it sinks. That's going to be the tricky piece. I'd almost need like a single piece of birdshot or something. So yeah, I'm going to go get this cut out with a coping saw, and I'll see you guys when it's done. Teeny tiny. I'm going to try and clean this up on the sander, and we'll see how that goes. This ought to be interesting. So after that minute sanding, it's already kind of adopting the profile that I want. So I don't want to take too much more off of this, otherwise I'm not going to have room to carve chamfers on it, which I think is what I want to do next. And instead of clamping it in a vise and using a chisel, I'm just going to get out a carving knife. I actually think sanding is probably going to be a more effective way of putting the profile I want on this bait. I'm going to hit it with some 220. I'm going to cut the slot for the wire harness in this bad boy. And that is going to add some structural integrity to the bait, as well as I think it's going to put enough weight in it that I won't need lead. I'm going to seal it put a lip in it and test it without lead. And then if I feel like it needs it, I'll add lead. Now it's a recycled plastics lure too. There's a bird in my shop. Where'd he go? There he went. You guys see that? There's a bird in my shop. Huh. Hey, little dude. Okay, I'm gonna try and get him out of here. So now I've got the lip in there and the bait is sealed. I'm happy with the profile. I might sand the lip down so that it's super even. Oh, it still floats. Perfect. I think that is an acceptable float rate. Once I cover that with super glue and baking soda, put a clear coat and hooks on it, I think that'll be about perfect. Alright, I kind of tried to refine that lip shape a little bit, make it a little bit more symmetrical, and I honestly think we might be good to go ahead and start painting this. I'm going to keep this really simple because it's going to be kind of hard to get complicated with something this small. I'm thinking base coat of white, little splotch of red by the mouth. Kind of going for like a Rapala original floater here. Well, turns out I didn't record any of that, but she's got a white base coat now. I'm going for an original Rapala floater, if I didn't say that already. So I think my next step, once I get this all cleaned out, is going to be to give it that little bit of red. Oh, there we go. I almost seriously jacked that up and sprayed it too wide, but we fixed it, it's fine. I'm just spray black over the back. And I'm gonna hand paint the eyes on here. Let that set. Spray it with a clear coat. I'm gonna have to poach some hooks off of some other lures. But after that, I think we'll be all set. Excuse me, God, I get the hiccups. Try and actually get this one on frame. Kind of like the way that fades down the side. So it's been a couple days, and I was actually editing this video and realized I never showed you guys the finished product. So there he is. Isn't it adorable? Camera, don't focus on me. Focus on the cuteness. So anyway, yeah, I just took two of the smallest treble hooks I could find. That split ring does not want to cooperate. That treble hook doesn't like to freely move. I may end up finding either a new treble hook or a new split ring. I don't know, but it's on there for now, and it's adorable. I haven't checked to see if it still floats with the hooks and everything on it. I would assume that it does. There we go. Oh, I got the treble hook to move. There we go. Perfect. So yeah, that's the finished product, and I will be doing an action check relatively soon upon my return to Maryland. I'm also bringing the big two-piece Menhaden swim bait, not the bluegill. The bluegill's staying here, but that other one, it's coming back, and hopefully we can catch some striper. This is gonna be my white perch weapon. That was actually kind of cool. My WW, my double W white perch weapon. I like that. Alright. That's enough of me sitting here admiring how adorable this thing is with its buggy eyes. I'm gonna set this thing down, go pour myself a glass of tea, probably take a shower, and then I'm gonna go to bed. Thank you guys for sticking around and watching to the end. Fair winds, following seas, tight lines. Love you guys. See ya.